calmness before the storm, isn't it? Definitely going to have a great debate. Hello. AT Big Daddy Chief. Gonna go ahead and get some music going. And we're gonna start this motley list. So what we're gonna do tonight is try to complete this tier list. Fighting games. Let me go ahead and make this screen a little bit bigger so I hope that's a little better. But we definitely have a lot of fighting games. But we're just gonna go down the list. This game, I don't know what it's called. What's up, G? How you doing, sweetheart? This game I played on Fight Cave. Yeah, it's pretty badass. I like it a lot. Brawl's pretty badass. Holla, I would say it's okay. Played any of these plays with. kind of putting things where I think they should be. Go from there. So many games, right? Go ahead and put the games right here, and then I'll pull them from the bottom. Like I said, guys, I could only throw games that I've played on here. Like I said, guys, we'll sort it all out after I get all these games up. Definitely, if we're gonna put the best of the best, we gotta. Looks a little bit. All right, so let's get to conversating. If anybody's watching right now, anybody wants to go ahead and comment. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? All right. I'm going to just throw this out there. Capcom vs. SNK 2. Why I said Capcom vs. SNK 2 was one of the best fighting games ever. Just badass. They took what they did from the original game. Got that sumbitch on steroids. And better graphics. They had the 3D backgrounds, which I thought the ones from the first one were pretty good. Better mechanics, better grooves. Guess you were still on the three. You had the ratio system. It was just a lot of fun. That game was fun. That was one of my games that I used to play a lot back in the early 2000s. One of my prized possessions. It came out for the PlayStation 2. I was ecstatic. Played it all the fucking time. Me and my brother would cut up the meters. We would either have it so where we would take no damage and had infinite meters and just mess around with the game, just try combos, try specials, all sorts of shit. That's why it's at the top of my list. I'm pretty sure, the roll canceling and dash canceling and all that, infinites and whatnot. People may have gripes about it, but this is why Born to Win Gaming, I put that at the top of the list. Now, is it my favorite of all time? Yeah, it's damn near close, but we'll keep it at number one for right. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Fighter 3 Third Strike. Man, what can I say about this? Smooth gameplay, awesome graphics, very competitive. I like the speed of the game. Sung Lee was a fucking god on there. Ryu, Ken, you got G, you got Hugo, parry system, the red parries. Very competitive game, to say the least. But I kind of feel like it revolutionized fighting games, where it was a little bit more even playing ground. No, because before then, special moves, fireballs, DP, combos, all that stuff. They took a lot of power. Now, mind, they do take a lot of power on this one, but I don't know. I just feel like it was a little bit more balanced. But the skill gap, if you're trash at this game, people are gonna let you know. I see that a lot on Fight K, but no, I kind of feel like it's timeless, man. It's a good game all around. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I gotta scoot my microphone a little closer to this one. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What could we say about this game? Badass backgrounds, insane characters, insane character lists, infinites. It's a fun ass game, man, you know? I was never good at it, still played it, but some people will regard this as the best fighting game of all time. I don't really like tag fighters that much, so that's why I'm gonna keep it at 3. But still, definitely a badass game. You cannot have it on the list as one of the best ever. Gotta put Elsa Fighter 4. Okay, let's move on to Mortal Kombat. Obviously, they don't have the older Mortal Kombats like 1, 2, 3, Ultimate Trilogy. They have the NRS ones. What I will say about this one, this really brought NRS and Mortal Kombat back from the dead. One of the first fighting games, if not the first, to have an in-depth story mode. That really meant a lot, you know? To have a story mode as badass as the original Mortal Kombat, to rewrite how the trilogy went, man, you couldn't go wrong. All your favorite characters, updated graphics, updated combos, new mechanics. I think it was a little bit more than what we expected. Shoot, 90% of the games on here are still played competitively, and Mortal Kombat 9 is always on that list. So I definitely fuck with the game. I still have it on the 360 at the moment. That's why I put it on the list. Now, is it 4th? Yeah, it might get changed around, but who knows? We're gonna start speeding through these because I could talk about each one of these games for hours. King of Fighters 13. The King of Fighters 13 is fucking awesome. Beautiful graphics. So many cancels into combos, super moves. It's just fucking awesome. That's why I made it at the best. Super Smash Bros. Melee. I kind of felt where they took this game in a really good direction. Melee was the one on the GameCube. It was badass, revolutionary. That's why I made this list. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Street Fighter Alpha 3. Countless nights where I was in that, I don't know what it's called, World Warrior mode or something. But countless nights building up my Ryu, customizing him. This is one of the first times you could actually do a custom, like a custom character on a Street Fighter, and I thought that shit was awesome. From there, Super Turbo. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. What the fuck do y'all know about this? Punishing at times, rewarding at others. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, one of the most awesome, probably the best Street Fighter out there. Now it's called the GrandMaster Edition and across seas, but man, I love that fucking game. Love it to death. Still play it to this day. Honestly, Super Turbo has to be, it's gotta be up here. I gotta put Alpha in front of Mortal Kombat. Vampire Savior. Vampire Savior is pretty damn good. Which in the States it was released as Dark Soccer 3. Another game I spent countless nights on. Wasn't really any good at it. Didn't figure out till later, actually till recently, how to do combos, but awesome game. Awesome game. Actually paved the way for a lot of different games on mechanics. They've introduced so many different mechanics, so many different characters. Sprite work was awesome. Music was jamming. All around good game. Garu, Mark of the... This game brought... fighting games back. Back from the dead, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate it. Appreciate the fuck out of it. I remember I begged my stepfather. I said, well, not begged him, but I asked him kindly. I was working a job at the time over at a Walmart warehouse, and I had asked him, I said, look, dude, I don't got the money for this right now. If you can front me the money, I'll pay you back when I get paid. Street Fighter 4. He ended up picking it up for me at a Walmart. I remember that day. Played it, fell in love with it, tried to get good at it. Didn't succeed that much. Tried. And it just brought the fighting games back. If there was no Street Fighter 4, there wouldn't be no Mortal Kombat 9. You know, I feel like those two games really brought fighting games back into the rotation of common players. Because up until that point, there was a drought on fighting games. Everybody was on shooters. Everybody was playing Call of Duty. Everybody was playing this. Everybody was playing that. Fighting games fell off. I want to say in the late 2000s, from like maybe 2004 all the way up till whenever Street Fighter 4 got released, which I think it got released in 2009, 2010. Probably 2009. Also, you know what I'm going to go ahead and add on here? Tekken 3. Tekken 3 was definitely revolutionary for the fighting game community. It kind of cemented Tekken as one of the top dogs. Because you got to remember, you had Bushido Blade, you had Virtual Fighter, and that's what I don't see on this list. I don't see Virtual Fighter or Bushido Blade. Oh. But Tekken 3, man, classic characters. Law, Jin. This is where they introduced Jin too. Kazuya, Heihachi, Anna. You had Jack. You had so many different iconic characters, and not to mention the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack was off the chain. Yes, it was different than any other motion input fighting game, but still one of the greatest fighting games ever. So, let me overlook. You know what? I think I'm gonna replace. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put King of Fighters 98. Because as good as King of Fighters 98 is, compared to 13, I feel 13 is very polished, very clean, very dope. But 98, man, what is better than 98? And I would almost put 98 right up here. Combat. You know what? Bit better. I would even put Mortal Kombat, or I would put 98 over. Action. That looks a little bit cleaner. So far that is my best ever fighting games. Capcom vs SNK 2, Street Fighter Third Strike, Super Turbo, Marvel vs Capcom 2, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat, King of Fighters 98, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Tekken 3, Garu Mark of the Wolves, Smash Brothers Melee, Vampire Savior. I already explained why I think these games deserve to be best of the best. But on to the next tier. The next tier is going to be badass games, so not quite the best ever, but they are badass. And I'm going to start off with Street Fighter Alpha 2. Street Fighter Alpha 2 is a shit, no doubt about it. Sometimes I would rather play that than Part 3. It was a little bit simpler. You didn't have the isms. No, you had the what is it called? What is the reversal system on there? Where you know they get hit and they do like that little lightning bolt. That shit's badass. It's just an all around fun game, you know. You could play 20 matches and be enjoying the whole fucking time. Competitive as shit. Next game I'm gonna throw out there, Mortal Kombat XL. Mortal Kombat XL. Just a fun fucking game, dude. Yeah, it's not fun when you get hit with a vortex, but really amped up Mortal Kombat to the next level. The mechanics were good. You had breakers, you had guard breakers, you had amplified moves. A lot of people still gripe about the X-rays, but awesome game nonetheless. That's why it deserves a spot on this as one of the badass games. Can we talk about characters? Predator, Leatherface. He had Jason on there. Alien. Guest characters were off the chain. Some of the best ever. King of Fighters 13. I've already explained a little bit about King of Fighters 13. Revolutionary, dope as fuck. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Badass game, fun as shit. Huge roster, incredible graphics, competitive, easy, user-friendly combos, awesome. And I'm gonna throw Mortal Kombat 11 after that. Mortal Kombat 11. I've spent so many fucking hours playing this game. From starting out with a stress test Playing as Scarlet. Worked on to the beta. And from the beta, we went to the actual game. Patch note after patch note after patch note. So many trials with my Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Scarlet, Sindel. So many different fights, so many different hours put in on this game. Now, is it funner than Mortal Kombat XL? No, I don't think it. I really don't think it is. I love the game to death, but this is why it gets a spot back here. Killer Instinct. This is where Killer Instinct got a reboot for newer generations. Really is the last generation now, but we could talk about graphics. We could talk about gameplay. This is the care and the love that they put into this game. There'd be the soundtrack. There'd be the presentation. They really snapped on it. Shout out to Microsoft for bringing this gen back. I want to go ahead and throw in Street Fighter V. Most people may not agree with me, but I think Street Fighter V is an awesome game. I really like the gameplay. I like the whole look they were going for. Story mode, I don't really like story mode. I think it's kind of corny. I heard in the past that their online mode wasn't so good. It's good now. I like how Capcom has incorporated a what is it called? FNC, Capcom, or no, PFN, Capcom Fighting Network. I think that's pretty awesome. That way we could play people on different systems, different consoles, different platforms. I actually own this game for the PC. That's why it made the list. Next game I'm gonna talk about, Tekken 7. Tekken 7 introduced new mechanics. Introduced new players. Introduced. It definitely ramped up what Tekken Tag Tournament didn't have. Tekken 7 had, and truly thankful for the game. Spent a lot of hours on it. Brought back that old feeling of just going in there, mashing buttons, and doing some of the wildest shit you've ever seen. Pretty badass. I love it. Unpopular opinion, I'm gonna throw it up there. Sensinoku versus Capcom. Sensinoku versus Capcom is fucking awesome to me. One of the best fighting games I've ever played. Awesome combos. Weird roster. Yeah, because they had the Sensinoku characters, but still good nonetheless. Awesome graphics. Shame it was only on that platform. But truly a diamond in the rough. Go ahead and throw Marvel vs. Capcom in. Marvel vs. Capcom in. Awesome game. You know what? Before we get into Capcom, or before we get into that, I'm gonna Soul Calibur right after Tekken 7. Soul Calibur 2. Soul Calibur 2 went hard on its design. Brought a lot of badass stuff to that franchise. I want to say it was, not gonna say the first, because King of Fighters definitely was the first to have guest characters. But definitely had some badass console exclusive characters. Whether it was Link, whether it was Spawn, or whether it was Heihachi. That's why I made this list. Awesome gameplay. Still gets played competitively to this day. I am gonna throw King of Fighters 14 down. I don't hear too much about it. I'm gonna throw Fighter vs. Tekken down. Down here. I'm gonna throw Injustice down here. King of Fighters 2002. Power Rangers on Smash Bros on Tekken Tag Tournament. A lot of people like JoJo. I'ma just oh no, we can Justice.
We await your return, warrior.
Obviously, I don't think any of these games are bad, any of these are trash. Like I said, I could only give you I could only let you guys know how I feel about these games and my personal experience. So that's my tier list. If you agree with it, I challenge you to go make your own list. Stream.